Next question. What about cramps during longer workouts? So, a few different ways to answer this question. For a long time, the reigning wisdom was that cramps were caused by an electrolyte imbalance, and in some cases, this may be true. In all cases, that's not necessarily the case. So, a few different ways to think about this. If you are having localized cramps, meaning cramps in a single location, your calf, your hamstring, something like that, chances are those cramps are due to muscle fatigue, not an electrolyte imbalance. If, however, you're having multiple locations of cramps and twitching and muscle fatigue, that very likely does have something to do with your electrolyte balance and or your hydration. Those two do tend to go together. So what to do if you have cramps in the middle of a race? Well, first of all, you've got to slow down. If you have a really severe cramp, you really won't have a choice. Those of you that have had really bad cramps already know that sensation of and the body just kind of locks up. In those cases, you're going to have to kind of wait until the muscle relaxes. You can rub this out. You can, in some cases, you're going to have to stop and rub it out. You can try to stretch it out. Interestingly enough, regardless of what's causing the cramps, research has found that if you put some salt or electrolytes directly on your tongue, in other words, if you're using capsules, you're not just swallowing the pill, but perhaps breaking it open and licking the salt, or if there's chicken broth that has a lot of sodium in it, or that base salt that you can lick, there is research to suggest that that will help trigger a reaction in the brain that helps release that cramping. Others have reported using the hot shot, which is kind of like a really hot pepper shot, and it has the same impact. It triggers a response in the brain that helps you release the cramping. If you notice that you're cramping a lot in workouts, and again, it's those localized cramps in one area, that's giving you some insight into some areas that you might want to work on in strength training, because that muscle is clearly getting overworked. It might also be a sign that there's some sort of muscular imbalance in your body. So if you're cramping a lot in your calves, perhaps your calves are strong enough, but that they're being forced to do too much work because maybe your hips are not aligned properly, maybe your glutes are inhibited and not doing their work. If you find that you're having overall body cramping a lot, you need to look at your nutrition plan, you need to think about the electrolytes that you're taking in, the hydration plan, and tweak that to prevent this from happening in the future. So as always, log all sensations, log all fueling, log all hydration, and over time you begin to get a very full picture of what's working and what isn't. As always, if you have questions, please feel free to contact me, Maria at NoLimitsEndurance.com. Thanks.